Happy Wednesday, February 22nd, 2023. I need to turn down this heat. Too hot for me. Hot for teacher. Old school. I'll get the video banned because I'm singing lyrics and violating some sort of royalty, copyright infringement or something. Today, let's talk about the crypto market a little bit. Crypto has kind of been, a little bit hot. There's been some of the alternative coins, the coins alternative to Bitcoin. They call them altcoins. They kind of ran up a little bit. There was a few of the OGs. Digibyte had a good, let me put this on cruise control. Digibyte had a nice little run up yesterday. It tends to do that, where it'll have a good day and then it kind of pulls back. A lot of volume comes in though, so it's almost like somebody's scooping it up. Probably holding on to it if you did the math on it, or you did the research on it and looked at the tools. Probably somebody taking a big position, hanging on to it, sees big things coming like I do. I think it's important. It's very important as far as the future of money. Digibyte has been around for over 9 years. It's an excellent coin. The community is concerned with building technology on it. It's not necessarily about it is and it isn't. The money aspect of it. It's 15-second block confirmations. It's fast. And there's a limited supply, so that right there makes it money. People are, well, Bitcoin's the only money. We don't need anything else. Why would you put all your eggs in one basket? Haven't we been taught that's not a good thing? It's just not. When you think about your coinage that you've had throughout history, gold has been used as money, silver has been used as money, copper has been used as money. We've got zinc in our money now and our pennies. Metals have always been a form of money. Now, granted, some of them might not be as valuable because they're easier to acquire. It doesn't take as much work to get them out of the ground. But that's fine. It's better than having a government that can just create money out of nothing. Nickel. I've used this. I haven't talked about this in a while. Nickel, right now. And I don't know how close this is because I go to a particular website called coinflation.com. Coinflation.com. And they will kind of, they'll look at what the price of the metal is per pound or per ounce. And then they'll look at the current supply, what we have in the monetary supply. So a quarter, it has this much zinc and this much, and this is what the metal value is in that quarter. And now it's way less than a quarter. Used to be, we had quarters that were 90% silver. If you've got one of those quarters now, it was 1964 and before, if you have one of those quarters with that 90% silver, you look at the weight, you look at that percentage of silver, and then you have, it'll equate to like 15 times the face value. So it'd be 15 times 25 cents. So over $4. Almost $5. I'm not doing my math right. I'm not sure. But yeah, you can just do the math. And then that fluctuates based on the price of silver. The fact is, it's always going to be worth more than a quarter because you've got silver in it. You've got money in the metal. It holds value. It's what we've got to understand. What holds value. If we want money, if we want something, and I talked about this last night. I did a discussion. I don't want to say it's an interview. I did a discussion with Josh Lake. He's got a channel coming out. I can't even remember what the name of it is. I'm horrible. I need to get the name of it and talk about it and link it up. It's not Peloton. I don't think it's something like that. I feel bad, Josh. Tell me what it is. Send me the page so I can subscribe to it and put it on my website, clintwestwood.net, under community resources, so that it's easy to find. Because a lot of times you search it on YouTube, can't find it. Search Clint Westwood on YouTube, you'll find a band named Clint Westwood. You'll find, a couple other people out there, and it's not the real Clint Westwood. It's not crypto Clint Westwood, no. It's bando Clint Westwood. Furthest thing from the truth here. Let me see if this new switch works, because I put this switch in. These things go out, and you got to constantly, it seems like, replace them. They're just junk. So, yeah, I fixed it. Oh, another college. Send me your money. Squeaky. But nonetheless, it worked, which is good. Now I can go through the drive-thru without opening the door. Not that I do that a lot, but my daughter sometimes she'll want Dairy Queen after school, so yeah, I gotta go through the drive-thru. Can't roll the window down. Hey, order for Clint Westwood. You know, open the door up and grab the bag. Anyway, that's fixed now. I don't have to worry about it. I don't even know what I was talking about. I was talking about money. I was talking about sound money. I'm talking about why that's important. Because, you know, you go to work and you put your money, your labor into something. Now, I was talking about community resources. Go to clintwestwood.net. Then we'll talk about money. Go to clintwestwood.net. It's very important. It's a very basic site. You know, I coded it up myself in just the HTML code. I don't use any tools. I'm old school. That's how I learned. And so basically my skill set's still the same from like 1999. And I'll just hard code everything in there. So it's a white page with some links and a few section headers. So if you look under community resources, you'll find people that we go to meetups with, people I've met, people I talk about, people when we're on happy hour on Friday on Litecoin Lisa's YouTube channel who are in the chat. I mean, these are real people. That's the most important thing. Anyway, clintwestwood.net. I will link Josh Lake and Paige's channel there. I just got to get the right link. Anyway, that discussion that I had last night with him, it was a great discussion because we talked about a lot of different things. We talked about money. We talked about why we're living in a vampire casino. We talked about why it's important to not be desperate in these times. It's important to not listen to the mainstream news try to convince you that you have no power. And so many people, you know, I talk to people about Social Security. Oh, it's not going to be there. It's not going to be there when I retire. I'm still paying into it. What a ripoff. You know, and people just kind of give up. Well, what am I supposed to do? You know, I can barely make it. You know, just get through the day. Just treading water. Paycheck to paycheck. You know, I'm never going to have anything. That's how they want you to feel. They want you to feel like you can't make it. You're not going to make it. You know, unless your parents had money or they're running a business or, you know, they made it in the, you know, the baby boom generation when the money was flowing and everything was pumping. And unless you made it then, they make you feel like you're done. You know, you just have the sense of foreboding. You know, the days of malaise. Speaking of Jimmy Carter, the days of malaise. Kind of getting back to that point. We'll have stagflation, I guess. Prices of everything going up. Wages stagnant. No purchasing power. Well, how do we fix that? You know, there's no sense being desperate. There's always a way out. Just like some people, they're just like, I can't take it anymore. I'm taking my own life. You know, I'm checking out. And I always think, why would you do that? You know, what is so bad that you just can't ignore it and say, F it? You know, you get so bad, it's like, I'll never pay my bills off. Oh, I got all this debt. What am I supposed to do? I'm going to kill myself. All right. What does that solve? I guess you don't have the debt anymore. You don't have to pay back the debtors. But at some point, you just say, forget it. I'm done. I ain't going to pay the debt. I can't afford it. I don't have the money. The system screwed me. And you just don't pay it. What are they going to do to you? I mean, seriously. I mean, no sense killing yourself over it. But that's the kind of position they put people in. It's this stress over money. You know, worrying about the money. What do I have to, you know, I should back up. Or I should park up here. Worrying about the money. Just thinking ahead here. You know, I'm trying to do some 2D chess. I can't even think one step ahead of myself. Can't even live in the real time and make right decisions. But you're looking at, so I'm making a decision to park the car here because I think I'm going to leave and, okay, cool. Not that you wanted to hear all that. But we can't allow them to make us feel desperate. We've got to understand that all they can do as these vampires, what they are, is create an illusion of fear, is to create a circumstance to where they try to convince you to give your energy over to something. And that's really what it is. If you really start paying attention, they are having you opt into the system, opt into their vampire casino and participating into it. You know, and it goes deep. Starts with social security number and all this, you know, and you can, some people straw man, you know, capital letters, whatever it is. No matter what, though, on a daily basis, that's exactly what happens. They get you to volunteer into things. And you look at the latest pandemic thing that we had. Turns out you didn't need to take, you know, this. They made you think you did. Hey, you're going to lose your job, going to lose this and that. And some people did, but it wasn't just. And so you have courts now coming back and saying what they did was not right. You get your job back and compensation. That happened in New York. So if you had stood your ground and said, nope, trust in myself, don't trust you illusory, psychopathic vampires. No, I don't. I'm going to do what I want to do. And what you're doing is wrong. Well, guess what? Too bad. And they sick the police on you. And the police follow orders. You know, it's the ones that don't follow orders, the ones that swear an oath, the ones that uphold the rights of the human beings. Those are the ones to be admired. The ones that just go along because they're looking for a pension. At some point, you got to make a decision. You got to say, hey, I'm going to serve the vampires. Or, hey, you know, I'm going to serve humanity. Because at some point, these vampires have already lost. Talked about this last night. The vampires have already lost. We just don't know as human beings, most of us aren't awake to the fact that we've already won. Because all the system is dependent upon is our giving energy over. Humanity giving energy over to the vampires. See, they're dead already. They don't exist without us. You don't exist out here because you only exist out here because of me. You know, I'm thinking of Casino, Joe Pesci, his character. You only exist down here because of me. They only exist because of us. And you know, let me dig a hole in the desert, you know, and put the Walking Dead back into the grave. It's, you know, symbolically, they can't, you know, they're dead. They can't win. They don't have energy to give. Look at what just happened in Ukraine. Did you see that fossil walking around in that staged event? And, you know, the backdrop, and you really start paying attention, you know, to, you know, Joe Biden and, you know, how he stumbles around with the aviators on and all that garbage, and, you know, the air raid sirens going off, you know, that whole drama. That's all that is. It's all bogus. It's all staged theatrics. Now, do you think he has real power? Well, he does, because he's over there dishing money out. And, you know, making deals and convincing people to use their energy because I'm going to give you this, you're going to do this for me. And so as long as that perpetuates itself, that system of doing favors and being able to print the money for those favors, at some point, if you just say, Putin said no, said, you know what, you're going to put sanctions on me, you're going to do all these things, you're going to blow up pipelines. He says, F you, don't care. Don't care, I can't be bought. F you. I don't like that. You play in our casino, or we're going to break your knuckles. We're going to break your kneecaps. And that's how it works. Hussein, Saddam, you are not going to take euros for oil. You need to take dollars, because that supports our system. That's the vampire casino chips that we issue, and you need to use them. I'm going to take euros. Fine. Boom, boom, boom. Weapons of mass destruction, you know, in front of the UN, Colin Powell. We need to go in there as a united front before Saddam Hussein takes over the Middle East. He's the new Hitler. And what are they talking about with Putin? He's going to roll through Europe. You know, and they pull these analogies, you know, to Hitler. And then you see Biden yesterday giving his speech up there doing dark Brandon, you know, speech like he did the speech, you know, in the dark, you know, with the red lights and the supposed Marines behind him. He's doing that yesterday and trying to be all dramatic, and he says, we will do this, and he goes, you know, it's like a Bugs Bunny episode, you know, Looney Tunes, when he just flubs up. I'm like, it cannot be more of a clown show. You know, that was not the tear down this wall moment that Reagan so eloquently did. No, it was and Reagan had his issues. I mean, you know, I got problems with Reagan. Anyway, I don't want to go into that now. Get off on that stuff. I got real problems. So you got Brandon over there trying to be some, you know, warmongering, you know, savior of the world. We're going to fight the bad guys, you know, some FDR moment or something. Come on, man. That's really what all I got to say is, come on, man. This guy, All he wants to do is, I don't know, whatever crime syndicate, deals that have been made in Ukraine. I have no idea. But obviously there's something more. Do the American people want this? He represents the people, right? People who voted for him. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that might be 1 million people, I guess. So, yeah, the majority. Okay, well, that does kind of make sense now. He's representing his faction. But it's just an absolute sham. I mean, and we have this stark contrast. We have America First president, and now we have America Last president. We have, someone that wants to start foreign wars and incite violence, incite countries around the world so that we can, ramp up the war machine. And then prior to that, we had, hey, you know what? Let's focus on America. Let's become energy independent. Hey, let's do what we can do here. We don't need these other countries. We don't need to be engaged in these foreign entanglements. And now it's nothing but that. Hey, let's blow up everything. Let's destroy everything so that we're dependent upon everybody else. Let's burn everything down. Scorched earth policy. That sure is what it seems like. A lot of things going up in flames. Got to think about this stuff. Pay attention, and what the repercussions are to our infrastructure and therefore our freedom, our sovereignty, our ability to do anything. I was talking about crypto to begin with, but it all folds into this. All of these shams and these vampires and everything that they do, the illusions that they put in front of you, how do you escape it? Well, you know what? You don't play in the casino. You don't use the money. You don't use the fake money, the chips that they issue, and might cash in for you and let you do something with. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll just lock you into the CBDC system, central bank digital currency, where you're not going to be able to do anything that they don't approve and authorize and sanction. Nothing. Get out of it. Opt out. You've got tools. You've got economic weapons right now to where you can say, no, I'm going to take my energy. And see, here's the nice thing with crypto. Since there's so little of it, like Litecoin, for instance, since there's only 84 million, 8 billion people in the world, there's only 1/100th of a Litecoin to go around for everybody. 1/100th, a fraction of a Litecoin. You can buy one Litecoin for under $100 right now. See, that over leverages you in the future when they really start clamping down, because money's all going to be digital. There's no stopping it at this point. Yeah, you'll have outliers where people are trading gold and silver and, different commodity items. But overall, we're going digital. So you better have possession of digital money that's sound, that exists outside the government. Central bank, government can't control it. It's its own network. And actually, it's just free speech because it's code. It's open source code that all these computers choose to run. Free speech. Yeah, it's transacting our energy. Just moving it around. We can opt out right now. Opt out before everybody else wakes up. So that way, you're ahead of the game and you can start making preparations for the transition to the new world that we're going into, and therefore steer it in the direction you want it to go rather than be dragged along as a digital vampire slave, because that's where they want us to be. You don't want to be in that situation. So look into Litecoin, look into Digibyte. Very important things to do if you're going to escape this vampire casino. Everything's going digital. Let's make sure it goes digital the way we want it to go, with sound digital money. Networks that have been running nonstop, Litecoin over 11 years, Digibyte over 9 years. No reboot necessary. How often can you say that in the digital world? Don't need to restart it. Just keeps running. That's what you want. You want longevity. You want something that's lasted and proven itself, and it can't be faked. You know how many there are. There's a fixed supply. So, that pie just keeps shrinking. Pretty soon, there's no more pieces of pie left. None. There's none left. You can't just bake more pies like the Federal Reserve note. You need 100 billion? All right, buddy. Just give the big guy 10%. Here's your 100 billion. Cue the air raid sirens. No, it's not a situation like that. You know how much there is. You get a slice of the pie, and at some point, more people are going to want that pie. Guess what? There's no more. What are you going to give me for my pie? I want a brand new house. You get a house. Name your price. That's what happens with scarce items, with sound money. It's going to suck up and soak up all that garbage money. And pretty soon, you can throw all the garbage money you want at it, and you're not going to get any of the sound money. Because it's like, I can't buy anything with this crap. I don't want it. I don't want any of it. I'm going to keep my sound money because I know what I can do with it. I know I can hold it in my possession. Nobody can stop me from doing that. I can send it 365 days a year, 366 on a leap year, 24/7, no bank, no central government, no central bank involved can stop you from doing that. When you know you have that power and you know that you have that sovereignty over your energy, your money, you don't want to give it up. Because when you see things crashing down, you're like, shoot, I got this. I can do whatever I want with this. I got a whole one. I can take 100th of it off. That's the beautiful thing about cryptocurrency. You can divide it down to, 8 digits to the right of the decimal point. Fraction of it. Because it's going to become that much more valuable to where one is more than enough. And then you can break a little piece off and boom, it's digital. Just 0.000001. Yeah, here you go. Give me my dinner. That's how it's going to work. So look into Litecoin, look into Digibyte. Don't trust the vampires. Exit the vampire casino. Quit watching their propaganda. Don't let them deceive you and make you volunteer through fear and coercion. Opt out of the system. They need you to volunteer your energy, your lifeblood. That's all they want you to do is just, they're trying to fool you into giving them power because they don't have any power. They have none. They're vampires. That's all they are. They die if you don't give them energy, if you don't give them blood. And then if you expose them, you put them in the light of truth, they just wither away. Everybody sees it for what it is, and they're like, poof, gone. They don't exist anymore. They go away because they can't fool anybody anymore. They can't steal your energy anymore through deception because you expose them. Hope you have a good Wednesday. Well, and slay some vampires. All right? Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. Hope you have a wonderful day. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Talk to you again tomorrow.